All right, so music news this week, we got some Wild updates. Zakk Wylde specifically just dropped some information about the Ozzy show that was kind of speculated at, but now we have confirmation that this is the for real plan. Sleep Token fans, once again, get your money ready because they have a new record out. They have a tour that they've just announced. All of that we're going to go over. Plus, Baby Metal is also setting up a very interesting kind of huge tour that's bringing in none other than Ginger on this bill. So yeah, we've got a lot of stuff going on. Let's get into it. Welcome, nerds, to the Clips channel. If you are new here, then let me welcome you to the Clips. This is a smaller portion of a much larger video that happens over on the main channel. It's a series I like to call The Week in Nerddom. This right here is the music section. We are going to be talking about music-related things, tours, new music, reacting to videos, just regular news in the music news section, all of the things. Super excited to have you here. Let's get into the news. All right, nerds, we are in music, like I just said, and it's follow-ups and corrections time. We do have a few follow-ups, so we're going to jump in. First and foremost is the big one, which is Ozzy's farewell show. Zakk Wylde has clarified in a recent interview, saying that everyone who's on the bill, every artist that we've been going, all right, so why is Billy Corgan up there by himself, and why is this band, like, all of the questions we've been asking about, well, what kind of material are these acts going to be playing? Zakk Wylde has clarified and said, well, actually, everyone is going to be playing some sort of Ozzy and or Black Sabbath tunes. I think specifically he said the Sabbath stuff was mostly going to be coming from other artists, because it sounds like Ozzy is only going to be performing for a fairly limited amount of time, and that limited amount of time is going to be mostly directed at his solo work. And then, like I said, everybody else is going to be doing the Sabbath stuff, and then there's going to be some actual Sabbath playing on stage too. So that clears that up, at least for me, so I figured I would share. And then we have two pieces of touring kind of mishap situations. ZZ Top, and they're both basically the same thing, though the Flogging Molly one we actually know a little bit more about. ZZ Top and Flogging Molly both lost a member during their most recent touring cycle. ZZ Top lost their drummer Frank Beard. Flogging Molly lost their vocalist, so they had to cancel some shows. The Flogging Molly situation is, they're both health situations. Flogging Molly very specifically is an aneurysm. That's scary. So whatever you got to do, send good vibes out to both ZZ Top and Flogging Molly, because they are down members. The health issues with Frank Beard from ZZ Top were not specified, so it's anyone's guess. They are getting up there in age, so it really could be a number of things. But that is what we have for follow-ups and corrections. Let's now talk about some new music. First up, and now that we're into the new music subsection, last week I clarified we're going to be changing how this works. This is going to be, it's news. We're reporting on the newness of this section. So new music that has been released, we will be talking about its existence. What I think of it is more appropriate for the review show, which I do every week as well, called That Just Happened. So if you want a specific reaction review kind of situation like we have been doing normally here on this show, you're gonna have to tune in to That Just Happened when it gets posted up in a few days, also on the main channel, so that's handy. But we're just going to be talking about announced music that has come out, but we're not going to necessarily give any sort of opinion on said music. So that being said, Sleep Token has released a new single, which we anticipated again from last week with the last 3-4 weeks even, with all of the crazy mystery that everyone thought might be leading into a new record. Well, that's legit. But we have tour also announced from them that we'll get to when we get to the touring section. But the new record is called Even in Arcadia. and I did not see a release date on that, or I just forgot to write it down. Wait, is it in the other notes? Yes, it is in the other notes. Hey, I did take the note. I just missed it. So May 9th is the release date for the new Sleep Token record. The new single, as I said, is out now. You can go watch the video. That, again, we will talk about my opinions on that in the That Just Happened episode for this week. Moving right along, staying in the heaviness, we have Malevolence has announced that they are also releasing a new record. The name of the record is Where the Sleep Token record is Even in Arcadia. I already said that. Okay. So the Malevolence record is Where Only the Truth is Spoken. It is set to be released June 20th via MLVLTD and Nuclear Blast. So MLV must be the distribution that they have in the UK. Nuclear Blast is who they are distributed through in the States. They have a new single also off of this record. Once again, we will be talking about that in That Just Happened. That will be up in a few days. The name of the new single, though, is If It's All the Same to You. Yeah, I'm super stoked to talk to you about that one. It's gonna be a little bit of a weird transition coming out of the way we've been doing things for like 3 years and kind of switching it up a little bit. So I apologize if I keep talking to you like this. But next up, the one that I kind of have been keeping the most tabs on out of all the new music this week is Spiritworld's Helldorado. It is set to be released probably by the time this video is up, because this video is going to be late by a little bit. So the 21st of this month of March is when Helldorado is going to be out. If you don't know Spiritworld, then it's not Spirit Box. They don't even sound alike, even though their names are similar. It is Spiritworld. These dudes are from Vegas, and it's kind of country, metal, thrash, hardcore. Either way, it's a really awesome mixture of genres. Super excited for this new record. I can't wait to listen to it, but as it stands right now, it's not out. It will be out. We'll keep tabs and do updates and follow-ups and things. That's, though, what we got for new music this week. That puts us into tours and festivals. Coming out the gate again with the big one, that is Sleep Token's tour has been announced. This is once again in support for their new record, which will be out May 9th, called Even in Arcadia. The tour has been announced. The tickets go on sale, obviously, very soon, March 21st, so probably by the time this video has been released. So March 21st is when tickets go on sale. The tour dates start September 10th in Duluth, Georgia, run through October 11th in Los Angeles, California. Don't know who else is going to be on this bill, if anyone else is going to be on this bill, but so far, that's what we got. We'll keep tabs. Let's move on. Next up, a couple of real quick ones. Everclear, one of my favorites of all time, is going back out on the road. This is the 30th anniversary tour for the record Sparkle and Fade, which is pretty awesome. It's one of my favorites, not gonna lie. Tour dates are September 4th through November 2nd. It will be Local H and Sponge supporting the band out on the tour, out on the road for this one, which is a kind of a hell of a lineup. If you're a 90s alt rock listener, then like Local H, Sponge, I don't know, I can kind of go either way on Sponge, but Local H is pretty damn good, and I really love Everclear. So yeah, pretty interesting, pretty great little bill you got there. And next up, like I said, a couple of quickies. We have Gorilla Biscuits, hardcore favorites. Gorilla Biscuits going on tour May 23rd through 25th. That doesn't sound right. I wrote something down wrong. So hopefully if you're watching and not just listening, I will have fixed that on screen at this point. We have starts May 23rd and then through something the 25th. Supporting acts on this bill are going to be Speed, the flute hardcore dudes from Australia, Killing Time, the Mongoloids rather, and By the Grace of God. Tickets for any of these shows, you can find ticket links down in the description, except for Sleep Token. Those don't go live until the 21st, like I said. Then we have a Clutch tour. Yes, please and thank you. This is the actual, this is a continuation of the tour that they're currently on. It's the second leg of the Full Ahead Flank 2025. Is the name of the tour. It is the North American tour. The second leg starts July 30th in Little Rock, Arkansas. It runs through August 16th in Hammond, Indiana. Pre-sale for these is now. It will be open to the rest of the public by the 21st. And then Baby Metal, the other giant tour on this in this episode. Baby Metal has announced a tour that's also going to be split into two legs, but the split is very interesting. So We have Black Veil Brides, Ginger, and Bloodywood are the support, but Black Veil Brides and Ginger are the two different legs. The first leg is Black Veil Brides, the second leg is Ginger, and Bloodywood will be on all of the dates with Baby Metal as well. But Bloodywood is going to be opening the show, and then it goes into either Black Veil Brides or Ginger, and then Baby Metal will be closing the show. The tour starts June 13th in Houston, Texas, runs through July 23rd in Phoenix, Arizona. And pre-sales are on sale. Again, by the time you are watching this video, pre-sales will be active. Regular tickets go on sale the 21st. So links in the description will get you there eventually if they're not direct links as it is. That's what we have for touring this week. Let's now get into some regular ass news. Like I said at the beginning of the season, this is going to be a big merch push season. We are jumping in to doing the merch. I have the first specialty piece lined up. That's probably going to drop next month though, so we're looking at April for our first specialty piece. So jump in now, get yourself some basic nerd shirts, just the real basic design. Let the world know that you are a nerd and you love the things that we talk about on this show. In the broad strokes, at the very least, there's the music nerd, there's the movie nerd, there's the gaming nerd and the tech nerd and all of the different kinds of nerds that we embrace here at Generally Nerdy, and then all of the other ones. If you feel like your category has been missed, please by all means let me know and I will make a shirt based on that information, assuming I agree with said information. But either way, merch push, go check out the merch store. We got some pretty awesome stuff, and I'm actually quite proud of these designs because I did them all by hand. So thank you very much, nerds. Go check out the merch store. Don't forget to, pick something up while you're there. Helps the channel a lot. As soon as we can start regularly getting merch out, I can start cutting back hours at the day job. That's how this works. I can focus more on entertaining and informing you guys. So thank you very much, nerds. Let's get back to the video. First piece of regular news this week is kind of weird, but also kind of awesome. It's a piece of country music news, specifically around Orville Peck. But that's the only reason it's country music related, because it's really theater related. Orville Peck is going to be playing the MC for Cabaret in the Kit Kat Club iteration of the play, starting March 31st. It did not have an end date. So usually when theater things happen like this, when it's somebody well known, they'll be doing it for like a month or 3 months or something like that. So I can't imagine it's going to be going for a super long amount of time, especially because he's got a record that he kind of only toured a little bit to support. So I would imagine there's still another big tour behind that before he puts out new music and so on and so forth. But that's kind of a cool little thing. Like, Cabaret is one of my favorite Broadway plays. It's got a weird spot in my heart. I really appreciate that play. Couldn't tell you why. Maybe we could get into it some other time, I guess. But the other interesting thing about this is when it's a celebrity who does Broadway things or theater things, usually if that celebrity has some sort of like shtick, some sort of public thing that sets them apart, something like wearing a mask everywhere you go. Usually they let the celebrity kind of find a way to iterate on that inside of the context of the play. It looks like he could have if he had pushed for it, but it seems for this performance, Orville is going to be sans mask entirely. So we're finally gonna see his face, and if you go over to his Instagram, like, you kind of are already seeing his face, which is really weird, not gonna lie. He's spent his entire country music career hiding behind that mask with the tassels. Why is this the moment? This is one that I gotta pass off to you guys. Why is this the moment that he takes off the mask? I don't know. I don't know how I feel about it, but either way, I'm kind of excited for it. So there you go. Next on the list is, oh God, Adding to the list of rock stars who have an issue with the president, Semisonic has come out against the White House's use of their song Closing Time. Apparently, there was some sort of social media post that the White House put out that used Semisonic's song in a what is the word I'm looking for? Deportation. There we go. Deportation video. It showed people in handcuffs being deported back to their home countries to the music of the song Closing Time by Semisonic. So Semisonic on stage, or actually on their social medias, I think it was on their Facebook page specifically, came out and said this, and I quote, "We did not authorize or condone the White House's use of our song Closing Time in any way. And no, they didn't ask. The song is about joy and possibilities and hope, and they have missed the point entirely." End quote. Okay, so they don't have to ask as long as they paid the bill, as long as they paid for the rights, which you have made publicly available for a fee. As long as they've paid that fee, they don't have to ask your permission. I'm sorry. That's the way the music industry works. It's the way you get money. You didn't say no to the money. You didn't turn down any of the proceeds that are coming from the White House's use of your song because, again, they had to pay for those rights and you are benefiting from their payment. So grandstand all you want. You can virtue signal until you're blue in the face, but until you actually believe in the things that you're saying or actually believe in, making some sort of change to the way things happen, nobody really cares. So let's move on. Oh, is that the last? That is the last piece of regular ass news for the music section this week, guys. Let's get into our suggestion, shall we? Suggestion this week, I was gonna go with Everclear, which by all means, if you want to throw on a Everclear record on repeat for a couple of plays, then by all means do. But Ginger, their new record, Duel, is kind of awesome. That is your suggestion this week. Duel is the 5th studio album from these Ukrainian metalheads. It was released on February 7th, so last month. It is put out in the States by Napalm Records. I don't know if they have distribution worldwide elsewhere, but definitely in the States it was put out by Napalm Records. Standout tracks on this record, my favorite by far on this record is a song called Rogue. Duel is also a banger, and then Green Serpent is a bit of a surprising track on there as well. It's not the one that opens the record, but man, oh, the opening track also, I can't think of the name right now because it's not in the notes and ADD, but the opening track also is quite a banger. So just a record full of awesome stuff. The one song on here that I honestly didn't connect to is Someone's Daughter, and it's towards the end of the record. It was one of the singles, but either way, the rest of the record's awesome. So listen to the entire Duel from Ginger. That is your suggestion for the week. Thank you very much, nerds, for tuning in. If you want to level up your nerdy, geeky, pop culture knowledge, then don't forget to subscribe and do all of the things. Go check out the main channel, Generally Nerdy, for the larger portion. Again, you get all of these sections into one convenient video over on Generally Nerdy. The name of the show is The Week in Nerddom. Thank you for checking out this clip. We will see you next time. Before we go, though, always remember that if it's generally nerdy, probably here.